What's going on YouTube? This is Mr. Dude 206 and I just wanted to show you a pickup video on my stuff that I got while I was in Japan. I went to several hard offs and book offs. I also went to Up Garage. Picked up a bunch of car stuff too, but I was there for about a week. Hanging out, went to a couple museums and did the countryside thing. So second swipe, I'll probably do a little bit more. But anyways, show you what I picked up. This one in particular, I picked up from a hard off, and it was marked at 1,000 yen. The currency or conversion rate was for every American dollar, it is like $1.35 or $1.40. So it's pretty good. I hear from a tour guide when I was there, it was like around 165. I would have wished I was there around then. But this was marked incorrectly. A boxed Rockman X2 for about, I don't know, $9. But they had an old sticker on it that said 5,000 yen, so they definitely messed up on that. I'm just gonna go through some box games. So if I forgot if I said this, but this is gonna be a long pickup video. This thing I got was Super Street Fighter. For the Super Famicom, 2,300 yen. That averages out to about, I don't know, $20 or so for a complete in box. Super Street Fighter 2. While I was going to all the hard offs, there's I got another one. This is for 800 yen, so a complete in box. 800 yen, under $10. Street Fighter 2 original, pretty cool. What I was gonna say is that, wait, I can't talk unless I have a video game here. What I was gonna say that you go to all the hard offs and there's a whole bunch of like cases or sleeves with a bunch of games in them, and at first glance you might notice that there's just a whole bunch of junk. But I found quite a bit of Super Famicom games that were marked really low, but should have been behind the glass case. I bought nothing that was behind a glass case, so everything I found was pretty much not locked up, and because I was there for the deals. Everything you see anywhere locked up behind a glass case is just really expensive or it's collectible. So I really didn't try to do that. Also, I went to Super Potato, trying to go off my story here of the hard off. Super Potato has a lot of amazing games, but you will definitely pay for them. Okay, so this was $7.20, so the average up $6. This one is, I don't know, probably missing a manual or something. And this I got for 3,200. Complete in box Samurai Spirits. Kind of high, I'd say, but since it was complete in box in really nice condition, I decided to pay up a little bit. Not too bad. I really trended to get all the complete in box games I could while I was there, but again, there's not a lot selection, so you kind of gotta get what you can get. This is Mystic Quest for the Super Famicom, 2,500 yen there. And obviously the natives to Japan, I'm talking to Soft Otaku, Jim, Seijay, and all those other people that were in Japan. You guys probably noticed that these prices are way elevated. Final Fantasy IV, 2,500. Complete. This one was 900, but I'm guessing because it has a deep-ass gash here, I don't really mind. But it's feels complete. Haven't really opened it or tested it yet. That's a Gradius 3. This one is a racing game. 1,100 yen, as marked. Has a whole bunch of the old school JDM stuff. And speaking of cars, I also picked up a bunch of little Hot Wheels cars for various. So I got the Pontiac Firebird, which is pretty dope. The Haku, the Skyline. Also got the Devil Z. Got the R32. The CRX. And I could have got a whole bunch of other ones, but again, even Hot Wheels cars are locked behind cases. MR2. A lot of these cars I've had in the past, so it's pretty cool. The RX-7. SIL 80. And another MR2. I bought a double. Cool. I'll segue to some stuff that I got at Up Garage, because I went to Up Garage also HKS microfiber mat. Pretty cool. Probably hang that up or frame it or something. A couple other things. Up Garage decal. Up Garage flight tag. Another Up Garage sticker. And these I got at the Capcom store. So when I went to the Capcom store in Shibuya at the mall, they didn't have a lot of gaming stuff, but they had some interesting little knickknacks. So I got these green and red herbs from the Capcom store, like I just stated. So that's pretty cool. These are bath salts for zombies. And also got a Servbot clip. I bought this on the first night there, before I went hard often. Got another banner for Up Garage, microfiber towel. This is one thing I got at Super Potato. I got a Mega Drive complete in box, but it was marked as junk. So I got this for $2,900. So that's pretty good deal, I'd say, for a complete in box Mega Drive. I did turn it on. It has some power issues, but it's probably either the power supply or the voltage regulators, which I'm going to see if I can fix, and then that would be a good deal. Did I need this? No, but I got it anyway. So that's that. Another thing I got was for 900 yen, which was a boxed Hori fighting stick for the PlayStation 1. I really got rid of a lot of my PlayStation 1 or a lot of my arcade sticks because they took up a lot of room, but this was a deal that I could not pass for 10 bucks for a Hori fighting stick. You can't really go wrong on that. Let me put this back where I got it. Couple consoles I got. Sega Saturn. This was marked at 700 yen. I was like, okay, what's the problem? The problem on the writing at Hard Off in the junk area said that the disc tray had an issue, and the disc tray's issue is that it just doesn't open. I could really give a damn whether it opens or closes all the way. That was the main issue. It reads discs fine, and then now that I have the Saru, I'm just gonna play it that way anyway. So $10, under $10 Sega Saturn, definitely a deal. So I did see a Panasonic Q there, but I did not pick it up because that was really expensive. But what I did pick up was another Famicom that was also marked as junk for under 10 bucks. I did have to clean this one for a little bit, but yeah, it definitely works. Pretty cool. No issues there. And then also another thing that was marked as junk was a Famicom top loader marked as junk. I really don't understand, but it said damages, had a little bit of tape here and a little bunch of scuffs. Since then I've cleaned it up, so I got a working top loader. For this one was 1,300 yen, so okay. It also came with a dog bone, so that's definitely a great deal. Back to the Super Famicom games, I got Diddy Kong complete in box, and I had to check luggage, so all of these games got a little squished, but, you know, whatever. This is just stuff that I'm going to keep and add to my collection, I suppose. Chrono Trigger, I did not have that complete in box. You can get a bunch of these RPGs loose for under 75 cents in some hard-offs because there's just so many of them. A lot of the Super Famicom carts that I got were munted or yellowed in the back, so I bought a bunch to case swap to make them a little bit better. Donkey Kong 2, 1,500, not too bad. This one is part 2 of the other racing game I got, 480 yen. That is like really fucking cheap. That is like three bucks for a complete in box Super Famicom game. So pretty neat. Yeah, like we're also, I got a Super Famicom Okay, so I'm just gonna go through. These are all the loose games I found. I found a loose base, Rockman and base. This was 2,300 yen, and this was mixed in with all the dollar RPGs. And then when I saw this pop out, I'm like, yeah, definitely gonna pick this up. I still have this complete in box thanks to Soft Otaku. Really appreciate it. I'm just gonna burn through these. This is Garo Densetsu, Fatal Fury, or King of Fighters. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This was also under $1.74, just about. Joe and Mac. I believe everything I got, unless stated, is going to be under, let's just say, 2,100 yen or 1,100 yen. That's kind of what I tried to go by. And a bunch of the like basic stuff, like Super Mario, Mario Kart, are all under $1. Talking about like 64 cents or so. I went through all of the sleeves. I was there for like an hour each book off, just going through all the sleeves, because some have multiple, just like a whole aisle of just sleeves that I just dug through to get all these games. So you definitely have to put in some work in searching. Super Mario World. Found a Zelda, which was pretty cool. This was pretty neat. I found this. It was Knights of the Round. This was marked at 2,300. Pretty crazy because the US version is definitely more than 20 bucks. I got duplicates because I plan on either trading or gifting some away to some friends. Street Fighter 2, the OG. Another King of Fighters. This one is Mario and Wario, kind of like Mario Paint, so I don't have the mouse, but I'm going to try this because it looks pretty fun, or I'll watch some Let's Plays or some shit. Star Proteus, or Super Proteus. This is the Sailor Moon beat 'em up. It's okay, it's not bad. This one was, again, like 2,300, but it's got some good reviews on the internets. Yoshi's Island. Another Joe and Mac because I couldn't avoid the deal. Winning Post because I'm going to case swap on the back with some other shittier games. Rockman X. I found a Castlevania in there too. Typically these are behind a locked box, but maybe because the back was all fucked up. This one I found for 1,100 yen. Pretty dope. I'd love to get all the other ones, but I'm not paying for it. We got King of Fighters. Legend of the Mystical Ninja. I recently sold mine on eBay, so it was good to get mine back. I sold mine for about 16 bucks, and these are just under 5. So if you ever go to Japan, all these common titles are really, really cheap. World Hero, 780 yen from what I believe. And I wrote it all down as I was going. I definitely made out like a bandit. Super Mario World, another one, probably under $1. So many Super Mario Karts. I should have got the one that was boxed, honestly, but I didn't know how much room I had in my suitcase. This was under $1 as well. Mario Paint. Mario World again, because it was cheap. Double Dragon. Surprised to see. That was like 900 yen. Final Fight. There's a billion of those if you ever go. A billion of these if you ever go. This is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. This one I found was actually 41 yen, which was the Sailor Moon fighting game. And I looked it up online. eBay sales like $100 or so, but to get it way, way less than that, pretty good deal. The game's okay. It's pretty broken, but cult following, so maybe this will go up in price later. Who knows? Breath of Fire 2. Bonk's Adventure, or Super Bonk. Super Bonk 2. I should have got the Bombermans as well, but I didn't know how much room I had. Street Fighter 2. Rockman X3. This was about 1100 yen too. I had to dig for all this shit. Another Street Fighter, because I don't know what I was doing. At that point, I was having heat stroke, walking around in Japan streets, eating a lot of good food and a lot of barbecue and all that shit. A lot of good sushi, obviously. Rockman 7. Shout out to Ken. You still got my OG, not mine, yours, but the only one I know is OG and legit. Rockman 7. Rockman Soccer. Adventure Island. Lethal Enforcers. Breath of Fire. This is Muscle Bomber, starring Hagar from the Final Fight series. WrestleMania, because I saw it, I thought it was cool. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, I guess. Turtle Mutant Warriors, this one was munted and fucked up. But again, the price was right. I really like the way that Japan prices their shit on condition. Because if you're just wanting to play a game, you don't have to pay the premium. Darius Twin. And Hyperzone. I got a whole bunch of other games for Sega Saturn and PlayStation that I put away already, so I'm not going to dig those out. But I do have another stack of Famicom, so I'm going to go through those real quick. Because I went through Famicom and Super Famicom. I really want cart-based games still these days because they're just indestructible. This is Final Fantasy II. It is currently broken, so that was a fail. Because it's junk, and sometimes junk doesn't work. Or this is Final Fantasy II. This one currently works. Same thing with these Famicom games I found in the junk boxes or in the sleeves, and they were priced accordingly or mispriced, or people didn't want to go through the bins, so I did, and I found some gems, like this one. I found Kid Dracula, Gradius, Legend of Kage, Ninja Gaiden, 1942, Rockman 5, whole shitload of just Mega Man, if you're there for Mega Man. I want to say at least 3 of the hard-offs I went to had complete sets, minus Rockman 1. Another Ghosts and Goblins, Rockman 4, Double Dragon 3, the first Final Fantasy, which was pretty cool to get. If I want that box, I'm going to pay, because that's pretty expensive. Highway Star, also known as Rad Racer. Another Ninja Gaiden. And again, I got multiples because they were cheap. Another Salamander, which is a pretty cool case. Sorry, I'm totally just blocking my light, so let me move this to the side. Gargoyle's Quest, Super Mario 1, Tiger, I think Tiger Hilly 2, maybe. Manhattan Project, City Connection. So if you ever to go to Japan, you can definitely get a lot of good deals with their Famicom carts, but you gotta dig. Ikari Warriors. Also, the exchange rate helped a lot. Gradius 2. Arkanoid 2. I didn't even know they made a second one. Another Final Fantasy 2, because Hoarder. Super Mario. Super Starship. Rockman 3. Dragon Spirit. And traveling in Japan wasn't hard at all because Google Maps and Go and Uber and all that stuff's pretty good. So you really don't have to read anything, but it's appreciated if you try to speak the language or, respond in not English. Another Final Fantasy. Ninja Gaiden. I'd love to find Ninja Gaiden 3, but I did not. Another Gradius. Double Dragon 2, pretty cool. Love this cover art. Akari Warriors 1, Rockman 3, Ninja Gaiden 2, Rockman 2, and Twin B. So that was all of the shit that I picked up, or majority of the stuff I picked up while I was in Japan. I picked up other magazines and a couple other game things, magnets. I went to the Square Enix store located in Shinjuku. It was okay, very expensive. The cafe was shit. They had crappy food, but they microwaved everything. So there was pluses and minuses about my Japan trip. But overall, I would definitely go again. Their railway system is really easy to do, and it's just a nice vibe. I went in the summertime, really fucking hot. I wouldn't suggest it. But other than that, it was pretty cake. So if you're ever scared to go to a different country, just give it a shot, because Google Maps is your friend. And that is it. Thanks for watching. What is the last Famicom game you played, or what is the last Super Famicom you played, and which one would you collect over the other? So thanks for watching again. This is Mr. Dude 206 with this long-ass video. Peace out. Have a great day, and hope you all are well. Later.